Pause for 8 seconds and picture this. A crowded room, warm light, conversations overlapping like quiet rivers, and you two in the corner, breathing the same air. No theatrics, no performance. Then, barely anything, your cadence slows, your eyes ask without words. Your smile holds for one heartbeat longer than polite. Nothing for the room to notice. Everything for her nervous system to feel. That's the art. Igniting her wild, playful, unapologetic side in a way that feels so natural she doesn't have to perform it and no one else needs to clock it. If you came for tricks, leave. If you came to build presence, pacing, and permission so clean that heat grows by itself, stay. This is how you invite her untamed self ethically, magnetic, discreet, and real. First, rewrite what wild means. Wild is not reckless or unsafe. Wild is unselfconscious. It's the version of her that doesn't manage the room, doesn't negotiate with her guard, and doesn't narrate her feelings to make you comfortable. Wild is presence freed from performance. Your job is not to force it. Your job is to create conditions where it surfaces because it feels safe and wanted. Safety without edge becomes friendship. Edge without safety becomes threat. Your craft is holding both at once, so she can relax and rise. We begin with your body, because her body will borrow its cues from yours. Breath first. Shallow breath makes you reach. Low breath makes you lead. Drop your exhale a half-inch lower. Inhale for 4. Hold 2. Exhale for 6. Twice. Loosen your jaw. Lower your shoulders, feel your feet. This regulation becomes your silent signal. With me, the room slows. Regulated men are rare. Rarity reads as value. Value invites risk. Risk is the beginning of wild. Now the frame. In any interaction, someone authors and someone adapts. Boys adapt by default. They orbit, explain, overoffer. Men author with warmth, pace, place, purpose. Authoring isn't control, it's generosity with a spine. You propose specifics so her mind can rest and her body can feel. Tuesday or Thursday at 7. Quiet corner with plants. I prefer Thursday. You end nights clean so the story continues. I'm closing while it's bright. My mornings matter. Precision is not cold. Precision is kindness for nervous systems. The invisible triangle you will use all night is safety, permission, and rhythm. Safety is the room and your regulation. Permission is how you ask, how you slow, how you stop. Rhythm is the alternation of closeness and space, words and silence, touch and retreat. When these three align, nothing looks dramatic to an outsider. Inside, it feels like sparks underwater. Safety is environmental as much as emotional. Stop relying on chaos to do your work for you. Choose places with warm light, soft edges, and sound that respects conversation. Sit on a corner or L-shaped angle instead of squared-off confrontation. Put your phone away, not on the table, away. Learn a 5-minute reset ritual for the space you control. Clear surfaces, 2 glasses of water, music that supports but doesn't steal, temperature that lets skin relax. If you're cooking, the kitchen is an adult playground. Hands, timing, laughter, small heat. You don't need a chef's resume, you need a clean counter and a rhythm that says I can keep pace while we play. Safety is also ethical. Consent is not a legal checkbox. It's the texture of the whole night. You don't push alcohol to speed connection. You don't use jealousy as fuel. You don't corner anyone into closeness. You weave consent into the rhythm in short, clean sentences that sound like your mouth. I want to kiss you. Good here, slower, more of that, stay like that. If you ever sense guard, you change direction, you slow down, or you pause. Nothing about this is covert. The magic is how natural it feels. Permission is granted with timing, language, and the way you hold your own desire. Most men either hide wanting or weaponize it. You will do neither. You will name it in simple sentences and let the room breathe around them. I want to see you again. Thursday at 7, I'll book the corner. I want to kiss you. I like our pace. This quiet courage does two things at once. It proves your spine, and it hands her the safety of choice. Choice feeds trust, trust feeds play, and play is the gateway to wild. Rhythm is where tension lives. Imagine a violin string, too loose and the note dies, too tight and it snaps. Your job is to keep that string tuned, firm enough to vibrate, soft enough to sing. You'll do this by alternating nearness and space, questions and silence, touch and retreat. Think in micro phrases: approach, hold, release, repeat. Each time you release before she has to, her body learns it can bring more. That is how unleashed happens without theater. Let's build the language you need, because words are the rails that keep your timing clean. Practice 5 sentences until they sound like your mouth. I want to see you again. Thursday at 7. I'll book the corner. I prefer Thursday. I want to kiss you. I don't do attack. If we reset, I'm in. I'm ending while it's bright. I like my mornings. That doesn't work for me. Tell me. These are not lines, they are anchors. Under adrenaline, anchors save nights. We'll move from principles to scenes because scenes hardwire habits. Scene 1, the bookstore afternoon. You arrive 5 minutes early because rushing kills presence. You pick 2 chairs at a slight angle. When she arrives, your hug is warm, brief, adult. You sit so your knees are offset, close enough for potential, not pressure. You start with one precise observation that costs you nothing and buys truth. You notice the sentence, "Nobody else sees." She laughs because that's real. Ask one adult question. What did you say no to this week that made room for something better? Then you do nothing. 2 beats of silence. She fills it when she's ready. When she laughs, your eyes dip to her mouth once, then back, like you let a secret pass through. Later, as you walk the aisle, your hand finds the small of her back for a heartbeat, to let another person pass, then leaves. No clinging, no apology. Your body says, I can touch without taking. That rhythm, see, ask, silence, micro-touch, release, is the quiet engine that warms her animal body without tripping her guard. Scene 2, the jazz bar with a low stage. You arrive early and choose a table near the edge of the room, away from the speakers. You give her the better sightline. Your phone is gone. You ask fewer, better questions. What do your close friends count on you for? When she answers, you let the air work for 2 beats and then feed back one precise line that proves you were present. That explains your eyes. They stay when the hard parts show up. Subtext is your currency. The room sees nothing. She feels everything. When the moment asks, you say 5 words, I want to kiss you. If yes, you meet it and end soon after, not because you're playing games, but because you protect your mornings and know oxygen keeps fire alive. If she says not yet, your warmth stays. Good. I like our pace. Her body reads this as breaks that work. Breaks that work are the foundation of play. Scene 3, your kitchen. You invited her to cook because co-creation is intimacy without the theater. The counter is clear. Knives are where they belong. Music supports the room. You share space like 2 people who trust each other's awareness. When you pass behind her, you say behind, the way cooks do, protective and playful. You hand her a taste on the back of the spoon, not the front. It's suggestive, not intense. You wait a breath after she tastes before you ask what's missing. When she says acid, you grin, co-conspirator. You are designing a night where laughter shares oxygen with edge. When closeness peaks, you don't cash all the chips. I'm closing while it's bright. This was good. Her nervous system learns that intensity ends in peace. Peace is the doorway to wild next time. Scene 4, the dance floor. You didn't come to perform. You came to play. You start slow, eyes on her, shoulders loose, steps simple. You mirror lightly, not like a mime, like a man listening with his body. When you lead, it's a suggestion, not a yank. A hand offer, a palm up, a step back that invites a step forward. You create a loop of approach and release until her body is writing its own sentences to the music. Outsiders see two people dancing. She feels permission to be unselfconscious because your lead is steady and your eyes are kind. Now the substructure that makes all of this inevitable: standards, selection, and discreteness. Standards are not slogans. They are repeating choices that make respect cheap and chaos expensive. I plan my week. I need confirmations the day before. I don't do attack. If we reset, I'm in. I end on a high. 2 options, 1 preference. These choices reduce friction so energy can go to play. If someone repeatedly violates them, you step back without malice. I'm going to pass. Schedules aren't aligning. Drama ends here. Desire survives here. Selection beats seduction. You're not trying to convert everyone. You are inviting the few who love your real pace, humor, edges. That means clean invitations and clean exits. It means accepting no without bargaining and vague without chasing. It frees your nervous system to risk honest wanting because you are no longer auditioning in rooms that punish reality. The paradox is savage. The less you grasp, the more she brings. Wildness cannot breathe under grasping. It thrives under selection. Discreteness is a courtesy to both of you. The title promised without him noticing. In practice, that means 1, your signals are so clean that no one else needs to clock them, and 2, you never put her in a position to perform for an audience. You lower volume instead of raising it. You choose corners. Your touch is syllables, not paragraphs. Your compliments are precise and quiet. Your humor is private. The fire is between you. The room just sees warm light. We need to talk about consent again because most men are sloppy with it when heat rises. Your sentences are short and human. I want to kiss you. Good here? More like that. Slower. Stay like that. If the answer is no or not yet, you don't withdraw warmth. You change direction. That single move builds more trust than a month of compliments. Trust fattens the soil where wild grows. Common mistakes that choke the wild. Over-explaining. You talk to manage your own nerves and drown the music. Compliment inflation. You empty the praise account and make it worth less. Pressure disguised as romance. You stack plans and gifts to buy certainty. Alcohol is a shortcut. You blur the very signals you need to read. Mystery theater. You withhold basics to look deep. It smells like metal. Hostage silence. You punish with distance instead of leading with clarity. Replace each with the clean version. Silence that breathes. Praise that's precise. Invitations that are specific. Pace that's sober. Truth in slices proportional to trust. Boundaries spoken once and lived. Let's add the micro skills that make the whole night read like music. Eye contact that breathes. Start with the rule of thirds, 1/3 on her eyes, 2/3 roaming to hands and mouth in brief passes. As the night warms, move toward half and hold it a beat longer before you break first with a smile. Proximity that invites. Reduce distance by an inch at a time and let her meet you halfway. If she doesn't, you hold where you are. Touch that speaks in syllables. The mid-back when guiding through a doorway, the outside of the forearm as you sit, a palm-up hand to help her from a chair, a knee brushing once and away. Language that creates subtext. Dangerous in that color. Keep it, you pay attention like someone who's earned their calm. I'm ending while it's bright. Humor that protects play. A small joke at your own expense, never at hers. Timing that respects oxygen, end nights on a high, text with purpose, not to sedate your anxiety. Now a deeper layer, shadow work. You cannot invite her untamed self if you are terrified of your own. The part of you that wants to rush, to grab, to flood attention at 1 a.m. Name him. He is not evil, he is scared. His job used to be survival. Thank him. Do not let him drive. When the urge spikes, move your body first. Water, breath, a set, a walk. Then message only what you'd be proud to read out loud later. If you wouldn't, don't. Clean men are rare. Rare feels like relief. Relief unlocks risk. Risk blooms into wild. Etiquette of aftercare, because wildness that crashes turns to regret. After intimacy, whatever intimacy means tonight, you don't bolt. 10 minutes of quiet, water, one precise sentence that proves presence. When you tugged my hand exactly where you wanted it, yes. You do not open your phone and vanish into a blue light. You do not narrate the whole night for reassurance. You let the room teach both bodies that intensity ends in peace here. Peace in the aftermath makes the next chapter bolder because she knows where she will land. Public discretion moveset, because sometimes you want to turn the dial without the room turning its head. Mirror breath for 2 cycles, then lead it a fraction slower. Let your knee contact hers once and away, then wait. If it returns, you keep the loop gentle. Speak a sentence that only she understands. You like building small cities with napkins when you think. Tilt your head a degree when she says something real. End an interaction a beat early and say, "Steal you for Thursday at 7, quiet corner." The room hears politeness. She hears the current. A word on clothing and scent. You are not a billboard. You are an environment. Wear fabric that makes you want to touch yourself. Linen that breathes. Cotton that moves. A jacket that feels like a decision. Fit that suggests a body, not a performance. Scent that smells like clean skin with an echo, not a fog. Details that say deliberate without shouting. When your clothes argue with your body, you'll hide. When they agree, you'll relax. Relaxed is what lets you lead without effort. Logistics feed romance more than speeches. Protect a daily deep work block and a training block. Eat food that looks like itself. Sleep like you respect tomorrow. Keep a short list of venues with corner seats and living things. Know one park that turns golden an hour before sunset, and one cafe where conversations go long. Put 2 windows on your calendar each week, titled Selection. Time to invite, propose, follow up. Courage starved of logistics turns into chaos. Logistics fed with courage turns into nights that feel like they wrote themselves. We'll build a 30-day protocol to wire this into your bones so it survives adrenaline. Daily, water, light, breath, movement, 1 sentence. Water before anything. Light in your eyes. 2 slow cycles of 4, 2, 6, 60 seconds of movement. 1 written line. Today's OS, author the frame. End while it's bright. 2 options, 1 preference. No arguments with my no. Then do 3 reps. 1 clean invitation you can survive if refused. 1 2-beat silence you let stand. 1 pared back message that advances a story instead of sedating your nerves. Nightly, write 3 lines. What I invited, what answer came, what my body did. Sundays, review and circle where you apologized, where you held, where you felt proud. Pride in the right dose is armor. Let's run a full night from door to door to feel the sequence. You chose a place with a courtyard because living things soften eyes. You arrive early. Door knows your smile. Corner knows your name. When she steps in, you stand, hug like a grown man. Present, brief, warm. You give her the better view because you're a host. Your phone vanishes. First line, you carry yourself like someone who knows what to keep and what to drop. You watch the corners of her eyes do that thing they do when she's seen. You ask 1 adult question, what did you trade for peace this year? Then you let the answer land. When the server comes, you learn their name. She notices because women always notice how power treats people with less. Halfway through, you reduce distance by 1 inch. Your forearm edges nearer on the table. You don't reach. You let electricity exist. When the room asks for a step, you take it in 5 words. I want to kiss you. If yes, present and brief. If not yet, you smile. Good. I like our pace. Later, you end while it's bright. I like this. Sunday at 6. The bookstore you mentioned. You pay. You leave. You sleep like a man who didn't betray himself to buy another hour. The room saw nothing unusual. She felt everything she needed to. Safe, seen, invited, free. What if you misread? You will. You'll move a half beat early. You'll talk when silence would have sung. You'll text to sedate your nerves. The repair is small and fast. I rushed that. I want a redo. I over-explained. The simple truth is, I'm passing on this one. I sent that because I was anxious. The real plan is Thursday at 7. Repair done early is hotter than performance done perfectly. It proves leadership under heat. Edge without cruelty. This is where many men sink. Edge is not meanness. Edge is pace with breaks. It is the willingness to risk losing a moment by telling one true sentence that costs you approval and buys you your life. I'm ending here. I like my mornings. I'm not available that late. I won't skip training to look available. I want to kiss you. You say it once, without defense, and let reality organize around it. Sometimes the moment fractures. Good. You just dodged a future invoice. Sometimes it deepens instantly. That's the door to wild swinging open because respect unlocked it. She has a shadow too. The part of her that wants to be unself-conscious needs containment, not control. Containment is how your body and words hold the edges of the moment so she doesn't have to. It looks like short sentences, still hands a slow exhale, a confident step back right before she has to take it, an easy laugh when intensity gets big, a quick pivot to play when guard appears, a warm exit on a high. Control is what boys do when they're scared. Containment is what men do when they're ready for real heat. Small public rituals speak loudly to the private body. Walk at a pace she can meet without being chased. Introduce her to the people who move your spaces by name. Offer your palm for a step down. On a bench, sit so your knees can touch if they want to, not so they must. Notice something precise and keep it with you for later. The way your shoulders drop when you're sure. Keep that. These moves ask for nothing while making something clear. With you, the world gets easier, not heavier. Ease is the runway for wild. Your attention is the currency here. Pay it like a king, not like a boy hungry for change. Put your phone away. Look at one thing at a time. Ask about decisions, not trivia. What did you say no to this week, and why? What standard did you earn the hard way? What do your close friends count on you for? Attention applied like this does two things at once. It calms her thinking mind and wakes her animal body. The mind relaxes because it doesn't have to manage your impression. The body wakes because it feels seen without being devoured. We'll end with a compact operating system you can whisper under your breath before any moment that matters. See, slow, select, invite, breathe, read, hold, end. See her without fantasy. Slow your cadence until she can meet it. Select for fit early, invite with specifics, breathe together, read what returns without inventing, hold the edge just below fulfillment, end while there's oxygen so desire can grow in two directions. This sentence in your blood is what keeps the night musical. Write the vow nobody hears, but everyone eventually feels. I will not purchase closeness with self-betrayal. I will not rent my schedule to other people's urgency. I will not let lust negotiate away my standards. I will author frames with specifics and kindness. I will align incentives with behavior, not speeches. I will remove levers cheap enough to move me. I will choose games that reward my best traits and refuse the ones that punish them. I will make my attention expensive and my presence generous. I will let silence X-ray what words cannot. I will ask cleanly and accept clean answers. I will compound a reputation that makes my no kind and my yes loud. I will be the same man alone that I am in front of her. Say it once, then prove it with a calendar. Tomorrow morning, water, light, breath, movement, one sentence. Then send one invitation with two options and one preference. Hold 2 beats after her answer. If it's yes, move. If it's no, bless and go. If it's vague, counter once and step back. Tonight, choose a place with a corner and a plant. Sit at an angle. Let your eyes breathe. Touch in syllables. Ask in 5 words. End on a high. Walk away, proud. The room will notice nothing. She'll notice everything. And the part of her that has been waiting for a steady place to grow a little wild will finally feel something it can trust, your pace. That's the whole secret. Pace opens the gate. Presence keeps it open. Permission invites her through. Everything else is noise.